Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I am here with you today to bring you a new video. This is the card we're going to be making today. Isn't it cute? I wanted to show you, we have these awesome note cards and envelopes, and this is one of the note cards from there. They come in the in color, so you have this front, this front, which is what we're going to use today. You have the Tahitian Tide and the Sweet Sorbet, and of course the Parakeet Party. And then all of the envelopes coordinate with the cards. This is an awesome pack. You can get it in my online store. I will be linking it in the description below, but I wanted to show that to you guys. All right. Let's see. We're also using the contoured scallop contour dies. I'm using this large scallop right here. I think it's pretty awesome, and that is what's down here on the card. And then of course this week we're showcasing Cup of Tea. It's a bundle that you can purchase. If you buy it as a suite, you can get the envelopes and the note cards and envelopes as part of the suite. So it's $67 in the US for the entire suite, which you would get the bundle, which is a stamp set and dies. You'd get the pack of designer series paper, which I have been going through. You can see I have it, all my little pieces are in the front. But you get the 6x6 DSP, and you get the note cards and envelopes for the $67. So it's quite a nice deal for this suite of products, and I am using all of them today. So on this card. So check it out and let me know what you think. Let's get started. All right, let me move those into my basket and let's get started with this cool card. So since I forget sometimes to tell you guys the measurements, because I do get excited and start talking and forget things, I wrote them down today so that I wouldn't forget. So here's the note card. It's white cord. It has just the colored front. So I'm going to grab my bone folder. It's already scored for us, but I still want to bring the two corners together, just like so, and then crease so that I get a nice straight flat card. That is going to be our first agenda here. So this is our Orchid Oasis, and I have a scrap piece of paper here that you can see has been lovingly used already with some Orchid Oasis, so I'm going to use it again. So we're going to open this ink pad, and the first thing I'm going to do is just stamp this really cool leaf all over. Make sure that you have some sort of cushion underneath your stamps, because remember, these are photopolymer and they don't have any cushion like our red rubber foam stamps do, and you don't want to not get a good impression, and having a mat underneath you will prevent that from happening. And you can see I'm rotating my stamp around, turning it in different directions, and I'm going off the edge. And what that does is it draws your eye out, and it doesn't look like things are just kind of floating around in the center of your card. So that is good. Let me show you the inside of the card. I have a little strip of designer series paper and some cute hearts from the die cuts. So let me leave the pad open. I'm going to go ahead and clean this stamp though, and we're going to set this aside and let that dry for a minute. I have a piece of shimmery white cardstock, which has a little bit of glitter to it. It's kind of hard to see on camera. I'm going to put it up here and hopefully you guys can see the shimmer that it has. It's hard to tell, but it does have a really cute shimmer to it. And so I wanted to take this and I wanted to cut the bottom like I did right here and make kind of a long banner piece. And this piece of Shimmery is 5.5 by 1 3/4. So I'm going to take my paper snips and I'm going to try and come up halfway. I'm going to try, you know, our eye is not always perfect. And then I'm just going to come in like this and come in like this. Meet that one. Yeah, not too bad. I didn't do too bad. Let me look at it against here. It's a little bit, let me narrow this one a little, and then I think we're good. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so this is our banner end, and so we're going to go ahead and stamp the thank you while I have the ink out. And we're also going to stamp a small leaf. They have quite a few stamps. I'll show you the stamp set again. It has quite a few stamps in it, which is pretty cool. So there is the thank you. And let's do this really cool little leaf here. So there is that. And now we are done with this ink pad. So I will move it out of the way. I'm going to clean these two stamps, and then I'm going to bring the stamp set out again for you guys to see the images that are in it. But there's quite a few sentiments. There is quite a few images as well. So you have the two teacups. You have the one with this really cool little floral motif and the stripe, which I love the striped one. You have this little greenery, which fits in the teacup perfectly. You have the large leaf, which we have used today as our background. And then you have quite a few sentiments. There's teeny tiny ones that fit on the small tags. In the die set, there's some teeny tiny tags. See, here they are. And these teeny tiny sentiments fit on those. You can also put these onto this tag here if you wanted it to be outlined, or if you just want a solid one, you can just die cut that out. You have the lime or lemon slice or orange slice, and you can die cut one out as well. And here are the hearts. So I love that they added little hearts and little flowers. Here is the flower if you want to die cut it out. And they gave us 2 of these and 2 of these so that you could cut multiples. This one also has 2 large hearts, and then this multi-pack here of the little 3. And then this flower section here is actually all together one stamp, and you can die cut it all together, but you get 5 individual little flowers when you die cut it out. So it's a pretty cool set, and this is the little leaf we used today. So definitely check it out in my online store. I will be linking everything in the description below. Let me grab this, but I wanted to show you this little piece here. The reason that it's marked up is because I wanted to have a Starry Sky ribbon. This is Orchid Oasis, and I am using some Starry Sky paper. I'm using the Scallop Contour die. This is going to be in Starry Sky right across here. See how it's a nice contrast? It's a little darker. And then, of course, I cut the intricate teacup here out of Starry Sky. And then I used the cool designer series paper that has a little Starry Sky and some Orchid Oasis back here. So that is what I did for my teacup piece. So I wanted to use Starry Sky ribbon, and we don't have a Starry Sky ribbon. We do have a metallic version of Starry Sky, but I wanted a wide ribbon like this. So I took our Fresh Freesia ribbon, which here it is. And I figured it was pale enough that I would be able to color it with my blends. So I laid it down on my piece here. And as you can see, I tried out Orchid Oasis, which is right next to it, that blend, and the Starry Sky. And I decided to go with the darker. There's the Orchid. There's the Starry Sky. And if I put it down here on the paper, you can see the Starry Sky and the Orchid, and then this is the color of the original ribbon. And I ended up laying it across this piece, and I just ran the end of my Stampin' Blends, the brush tip, across until I colored it. I'll show you how to do it on here, on this small scrap. Basically, that's all you do. And then it dries. And sometimes it soaks through good, and sometimes you have to give it another little on the back. But there is our Orchid Oasis and Starry Sky ribbon out of Fresh Freesia. So it worked out rather nice, don't you think? So I wanted to point that out because I had used this scrap of paper to do that. So anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this length of ribbon. I'm not exactly sure how long it is. It looks just shy of 12 inches. Yep. 10 and a, looks like 10.5 inches. So we are going to tie that around this piece at the top. And I'm gonna make a knot. So I like to pull kind of in a cross pattern and then hold with my finger and then loop, make a loop there. See how I did that? And now I'm gonna put that through. And then my finger's still there, and then I pull. And when I do that, it ends up, you know, relatively cooperating, just like that. And you can see that, you know, there's quite a bit left over. So if you didn't want to cut quite 10.5 inches, you don't have to, but I like having the ability to have more to hold on to. And then you'll just trim your ends off. So this is our Starry Sky handmade ribbon. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop all these little pieces out of this die cut. They're fairly easy to pop out. I left them in there so that you guys could see what it looks like when you die cut it. But it's very easy to pop these out. And you can use either your take your pick tool or your paper snips to just push that paper through there. Isn't that beautiful? Such a pretty die cut. All right, so let me get all this junk out of our way here. I could have used my little table vacuum. I have a little tiny table vacuum. I'll have to show you guys that one week. I'll have to pull that out when I'm crafting. I use it on my Facebook Live often, but I haven't actually used it on YouTube. So we are going to take our silicone mat here, and we're going to take this die cut and flip it over. And we're going to use our multi-purpose glue. All right. We're going to start on the areas that are kind of big, and then we're going to work our way around this die cut. And I'm just going to put dribbles and drabs on the small line section, which is why I'm doing this on a silicone mat, because all the excess adhesive is going to get on there and not on my table. So I do love the silicone mat. All right, so there is our die cut. It looks like it's pretty well loved there. I'm gonna grab my tweezers. If I can find them, they're always missing. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and lay this on top of our designer series paper and wiggle it into place. That's why I love the wet adhesive, because you can move it. It gives you that little bit of wiggle room, and I'm press all of it down. And there is our die cut teacup. Turned out rather well. So now we're going to attach this strip onto our card, and I want it in the same place. So I'm going to try and give myself a guide here. And I'm going to take my pencil, I'm going to mark. It's going to be hidden underneath that white strip so no one will see it. All right. That will give me a guide when I go to glue it down. Again, let's bring in my mat. And we'll start. I wanted to thank one of my viewers who sent me a holder for my green glue. Thank you very much. You know who you are. I'm very grateful for you. Thank you. All right. So here is our cool scallop, this wide border. I think it's so pretty. I love this starry sky. I like all of our in colors this year. They are beautiful. I don't have a favorite. Like, I love all of them. All right, so let's trim that. That's good. I always try and leave it a little long because I don't want it to be short. Okay, and this piece here, we're gonna lift up with dimensional. So let's grab some of those. We'll put some up here at the top and at the bottom on the points. And then we'll just put maybe 2 down each side. That should be good. All right. And of course, you guys know I love my Take Your Pick tool. Oops. To get these backs off. Come on. All right, there we go. Into the trash they go. So now we will lay this piece down. It's turned out really good. Very pleased with that. Move that over to the side there. Looks awesome. Now, we have our little teacup, and you see it has a saucer. So I had a scrap left of shimmery white, and we're going to use our double oval punch, and we're going to just use this bottom oval to make kind of the saucer, I guess. So there it is. Throw that away. If you guys don't have this double oval, it's awesome. All right, so what I'm gonna do is gonna put a little bit of adhesive onto the back of our teacup. And we will attach that onto our saucer. See, looks pretty good, doesn't it, on there? And then I'm gonna go ahead and use some dimensionals. So we'll put one there, one here, one here. And then I want some on the handle, so I'm gonna cut, you know, you guys know how I have these edges. So I'm gonna trim some pieces off here that wanted to come off. So I'm just gonna let it, I'll pick it up when I pick up my other pieces. There's that one. I'm gonna do one more right here. All right. So I just like to have stability on my die cut pieces on all the sides. And we'll get these 4 off. And let's add our teacup. Actually, I'm not gonna stick it real hard down because I want to put that ribbon, actually, let's not stick it down at all. I have this little die cut tea bag paper, and then I have these little die cut hearts. Let's bring the silicone mat back out. And then I have this same print as the front practically of the Orchid Oasis. We're gonna put that on the inside. So we'll start with that and then we'll work on the little tea bag. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my wet glue and put that down here. And then we're going to use that for the, also for the hearts. So we'll put that on the inside. And this is a 1/2 inch piece. 1/2 inches are always nice for the inside of your cards. I think it just adds a lot of interest when you add a little bit of designer series paper on the inside of your card as well. All right, so there is that. Let's put the little hearts in there. So we're gonna do 2 of them. So we'll start with this large one. And I will get a small one over here too. Go ahead and put some adhesive on the back. Let's turn this heart this way. So cute. Oh, got stuck to my finger. So cute. All right, let's work on the little tea bag now. We're gonna put 2 hearts on there, so I need to bring them over to get their glue. Let's put some of the wet adhesive on them. Okay. Use our tweezers. And I like to kind of overlay them, one on top of the other. Let's show you. There's that one. So we're gonna put one here. And I also used some Wink of Stella on them. I just thought it was so cute to make them a little bit sparkly since the white paper has a sparkle to it. So we're gonna lay this one this direction maybe. Yeah, that's cute. All right, so there's our two hearts. And on the back, we're gonna use some of our Baker's Twine Essential Packs. We're gonna grab the white. And I wanna put a dimensional on there. It's raised up, so I'm gonna get a dimensional ready. And I'm gonna put the twine right there. And I'm gonna use the dimensional to hold the twine down. So there is my little heart piece. And then it's going to dangle on the teacup. So I'm gonna pull the back off. And I'm gonna stick it onto the teacup where I want it. So maybe right there. And then I want a little bit of slack, like that. So let's trim this in the back here. All right, so we can put the cording away, the twine, I mean. So we're done with that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna stick that to another dimensional. So I'm just gonna bring that to the back, make sure that I have it and I'm happy with it. And we'll stick another dimensional on there. Let's grab one. Okay, that will hold that in place. Let's lift that off, the back off. There we go. All right, so that's how I did the teacup. So now we're gonna go ahead and add that to the front of our card. I think that looks pretty cute. All right, and then of course we have to Wink of Stella our hearts. So let's add a little sparkle to them. I'll hold it up, see if you guys can see. There's the Wink of Stella. And then the last finishing touch is going to be to add these solid faceted gems. So they come in some really cool colors. We haven't had embellishments in these colors in a while. I'm going to use the putty end of my Take Your Pick tool. And I'm going to start with a large and put up here. And we'll do another one down here. And we'll put a small one with it. Just like that. I think that looks pretty awesome. What do you guys think? Aren't these some cool colors? You can see I've been using them already. I'll be using these probably when I start working on my Christmas stuff. All right, so that is our quick card that you can make using the note cards and envelopes, the Tea Boutique cards and envelopes. Check those out. Don't forget about the Cup of Tea bundle. And if you pair that with the designer series paper, you can get the entire suite of products for $67. And I used all of them on today's card. So thanks for joining me. Let me put this out there. You guys can grab a screenshot of that if you wish. Just in case you missed. And these were the main pieces, the designer series paper and the Starry Sky right here. This DSP was on the inside. This DSP is what I used to cut the teacup. And the Starry Sky is for the teacup and also for this long strip right here. And then I used some scraps for the other parts. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. I hope that you subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and leave me some comments. I'll see you next time. Happy stamping!